right. So let's see. I'm going to take I need to make a new pizza. This one keeps ripping. All right. So here's my whole pizza, right? It's missing a slice, but here's my whole pizza. So what's the topic? What's the topic or subject of this book that we just read? Tristan, what's the topic or subject of this book that we just read?
Giraffes.
Giraffes. Right? Topic or subject is giraffes. Super easy. We know that. It's on the front. It's about giraffes. Okay? So I know that is my topic. Now let's think about our central idea. So let's think about, I'm going to go to this first page, this first section, and I want to think about what was it talking about? What do you think the central idea of this first section is talking about? What is this? What's the central idea? What is it talking about? What is this section talking about? Bianca, what is this section talking about?
Mostly like about what they look like, how they live, like the giraffe.
So it talks a lot about what the giraffe looks like. It talks about kind of the difference between female and male. It talks about how they're mammals. So it's giving you details, specific details about the giraffe and what it looks like, right? So I'm going to say this is about what the giraffe looks like. And I'm also going to say the difference between males and females. Because this is a whole section. This is one whole section that I'm reading. Okay, all of this goes together because I know these are subheadings. So these subheadings are going with this heading. So I'm going to have one central idea for this whole page, this whole section. Okay. All right. So now what are some details? What are some details I could take away from this? What are some details that I could say support my central idea? This is about what giraffes look like and the difference between male and females. What details in my story, in my text, support this? Katya, name one of them. What's a detail that supports this?
Giraffes are mammals.
Okay, giraffes are mammals. Okay, that's one detail. What's another detail that could support this? What's another detail that can support this? Think about read here, read here. What's another detail that could support this? I have two parts that you can read here. You could read here. Katya just gave me this one. Think about what this says. Right here. Is this a detail? The giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. Is that telling me what the giraffe looks like? Would that be a detail that's telling me what the giraffe looks like?
No.
Walter, would this be a detail that's telling me what the giraffe looks like?
Sort of.
Sort of, but would it tell me though that the giraffe is tall? So when I have a picture in my head of a giraffe, I know the giraffe is really tall.
Yeah.
It does, right? So I could say, giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. Okay. What about over here? What's a detail I could take from here? What about this sentence? Can someone read me this sentence? What does this sentence say? What does this sentence say? Dimitri, what does this sentence say?
Cows and bulls.
Okay. A male giraffe is called a,
Bull.
and a female giraffe is called a
Cow.
cow. Okay. So I could take that sentence and I could write it too, right? Because that's the difference between male and females. So a male is called a bull and a female is called a cow, right? That would be another detail. Okay. So I have my book and I have my topic, right? I have my central idea and then I have my details. So now if I break it down even more, okay, and I think about author's purpose, if I break this down even more and I pair author's purpose behind it, and I want to know, well, what was my author's point behind writing this? Well, okay, what do you think the author's purpose was behind writing just this book? Just this. Just giraffes. The author's purpose is to do what? What's the author doing? Katya, what's the author doing?
Giving us facts about giraffes.
Okay, the author is informing me, right? Informing me about giraffes. So I'm going to say the author's purpose is to inform me about giraffes. So this would be the selection. So that means the whole book. So this would be the whole book, okay? So what about just this one part that I read about? What about just this one part? This is about what the giraffe looks like and the difference between males and females. Why did the author write this section? Why did the author write this section? Why did the author write just this section, just this part? Grace, what did the author want me to take from this? What was his purpose?
To tell you that that male giraffes are called bulls and female giraffes are called cows.
Okay, so maybe I can say the author's purpose is to inform me that there's a difference between males and females. Is a difference between males and females. Okay. Well, what else could you say? Because there were two different things there, right? The author was telling me about the difference between the male and the female, but the author was also telling me what the giraffe, what the giraffe, Bianca, what was it?
Looks like.
Oh, thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel, not Bianca. I asked Bianca, Gabriel, but thank you. So tell me what the giraffe looks like, right? So when I am writing about my author's purpose, I could say, right, this is to inform me that there's a difference between male and females, but I could also say that this is about what the giraffe looks like, right? Because the author gave me specific details about what the giraffe looks like. Okay. So for your independent activity, we are going to be working on our central idea and details. And you're actually going to read a story called, or not a story, an informational text called The History of the Turkey, Central Idea and Details. So you're going to read this little short passage. It gives you some different information and facts about the history of the turkey. And you're going to tell me, you're going to type the main idea or central idea, and you're going to find 3 supporting details. You do not have to, but I would suggest highlighting in the text your main idea or central idea and your 3 supporting details. And you should highlight them 2 different colors. It will probably help you when you are reading to do that, because then you are going to be able to say, oh, okay, this says this, so I'm going to highlight this because this goes together. If you don't highlight them, it might be harder to find them. So I would suggest that, okay? So that is your independent activity.